truth about some shit don't mean that you get to now cancel this motherfucker because he whatever. Yeah. Like, the shit's true. I was married for 10 years. You can't be married and not let no motherfucker lead. It ain't gonna work.
Right.
So if I can react to it, I agree. I don't call myself the boss bitch, even though I have the good job, I have my own money, I have my own stuff. I do all that. I take my ass to work for 13 hours, come home, and I'm still cooking. I'm still cleaning. I am still listening. I will bring you your drink. I will bring you your flip-flops. Do you need me to rub your back? Do you need me to do this? Do you need me to do that? And I am definitely one that I like a man to lead.
Right.
And I definitely like to be the submissive. But here's the other, side to that coin. It's the fact that you have to be able to lead. You have to be able to show me a reason for me to be submissive. Now, if I come home and I'm the one bringing all the money in, I'm the one doing everything while you're sitting in the room playing video games, my G, we can't do this shit.
This ain't it.
No, this ain't it. Okay. I am not going to be submissive. I am going to take the reins and I am going to lead the home. If you're sitting back here doing whatever, hanging out with your boys and not being the man of the house, then I will have to take that role. So it goes both ways. Yeah. It has to be something, it's a give and take, and that is a relationship, right?
Right.
You're supposed to both know your roles and be that role. You can't expect for me to be submissive if you cannot show power. If you don't show that you are the leader in the house.
What do you consider catering? Like, when he said that, what do y'all consider as catering?
Cater to your man?
Yeah.
Literally, I ain't even gonna cap. I might come off as like a very aggressive and stuff sometimes, but like with my guy, I can't think of anything that they would say do that I wouldn't be like with it. Like,
yeah,
hell yeah, where you want me to go to? I mean, like, I just. And not even that they have to ask, just like noticing things. Like, let's say they work at a computer all day. Okay, you get home, you see them sitting, and you notice they're slouching. Stretch him out. I don't fucking know. Just like help the motherfucker out. Like, he got to do all this shit and be a man.
So Tania can attest to this. So I can go out. Let's say
this bitch be coming to get dressed, smell like oxtails. I had to cook him dinner first. Like, she don't play that shit. Like, she definitely be making us late.
So I literally, and then if I'm out already and he's working and I'm, I want to make it home before he gets home, so that I can go ahead and fix dinner and have dinner ready. I put his beer in the refrigerator for him, so when he walks in the door, how was your day? Hey, I have dinner ready. Here's your beer. Go use the bathroom. Go take your shower. Do your thing. I'll see you when you come down here.
Yeah.
And
it's like to make life easier for them.
It is.
And it's because when a man is a man, it's like an animal in the jungle. The weaker one kind of knows to cower. Mm-hmm. I want to feel that. When I'm around your energy, I should naturally be feeling like...
Y'all saying a whole lot of trigger words. And just to be transparent, I wasn't recording that whole time. I just started recording when Wilma started talking at first. So forgive me, that's Am1's job. But don't worry, I'll do everything in reverse. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. I'll work it out. I'm a professional. I'm a professional. Don't worry about it. We'll work it out. Cool. But why is that such a trigger word for your counterparts? Maybe not for you two. You understand?
Because,
but you're Dominican, so your culture's different, right?
No, man.
No, I don't know that. I don't know.
Don't do
what
that.
mimosas
I don't
mean.
think I'm gonna just say this.
So,
I do feel culturally sometimes it can be different, but I also feel that a lot.
Culturally, it is different. Not kind of.
It is. Okay, it is. I will agree.
What
I'm saying is, women are women and women, okay?
Yeah.
Even in her culture, there may be women who don't do the things that her family does, that her mom did or whatever.
Yes.
And it's because if you are not presented with a man, you feel that shit.
Yeah.
Like when you meet a manly ass man, you forget what they look like, you forget how height, you forget all that shit y'all think matters. We don't give a fuck about it. It's the spirit of a man, an aura of a man.
Let me tell you this one. This one's the biggest one for me.
Tell me.
If we go out and we're walking anywhere and you got my hand and I feel completely protected, I feel that I can walk in this goddamn room of a bunch of men and I am still 100% protected, boy, that's it. You got it. I mean, I would be way down here to you. I will follow you. I will listen. I will do whatever.
I love to follow my man.
Thank you.
I got a call too. I got a man timeout. This is a gentleman's timeout. Right?
I will stand and hold your pocket.
Either you two, the both of you, are talking about yourselves individually, which is fine, or you're capping. There's the only two options. Listen,
I think there's a lot of women like that. They just don't get the chance to do it.
Right now, you're not submitting. That's how I know you got to. There got to be some. There got to be some cap in it, but that's fine though. But at the end of
to every man.
No, nobody said you shouldn't. But I also am your co-host, and I said wait a second, and you didn't give me a wait a second. Anyway, I
was still talking before you decided to say, well, let me say this.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna get into my black woman spiel here in a minute, but either you're talking about yourselves individually. This is not a common experience for most men. What you are talking about is not a thing that men commonly experience from relationship to relationship. I can speak for myself. I can speak for my friends. I can speak for gentlemen I met in passing. I can speak for locker room talk, especially in the black culture. So what I'm saying is, when you hear the word cater, there's a reason why Cam Newton said what he said, and there was backlash. There's a reason why.
So can I say something about that? Okay, so I definitely get what you're saying, because yes, the experience is different for everyone. I will agree. And just recently, like yesterday, I think I saw this girl had posted that she had went on a date with this dude. She paid for food. She put gas in his tank, and then he refused to take her home because she didn't want to go home with him.
But those are anomalies. We're not talking about those kind of even guys don't support that. That's that whole story is like as a upstanding man. But like, what the fuck?
But understand though that unfortunately right now that is more common than you think. There's a lot of men that are more like that. I will say I went on a date a few years ago, and I was just chilling. We actually went to. Yeah.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything.
We went to a common place because there's a place that I know, and I know the bartenders there and all that good stuff. So we're sitting at the bar, and this dude whom I just met, it was a blind date. My friends had decided that, he's the pharmacist, he's this, he's that, he's good looking, he will be great. So I meet this dude, and from the beginning, he gives me a hug, and he gives me a hug that is too old a hug. He literally leans his whole body onto me, and I'm just like, okay.
I don't blame him.
Anyway, so then I don't know, 20 minutes into the conversation, we're just sitting there having a beer. We had just ordered some food. This dude literally went behind my shirt and put his hand inside of my shirt and my back.
Yeah, but
you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
There's
but
a lot of that.
But here's the thing: there's not a lot of that. No, I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying that does not exist. I know that there's a bunch of weird, creepy guys. We as men, we see them all the time.
I literally had to kick this dude in the balls and throw him into the back of a fucking Uber.
But here's the funny thing about women, though. Y'all select these type of niggas.
I didn't select that one.
But you choose to be in the company of the weirdos. I swear, the weirdos and the creeps, because they're probably more persistent. That's probably what it is. The weirdos, because they have an agenda. They can't wait to inappropriately put a hand on the back. They live for that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So the genuine guys probably approach you and they take no or they take the hint. But the relentless ones are more likely the weirdos, and y'all think that his resilience is some kind of way, a sign or some shit like that. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about men who are in actual relationships with their girlfriends. When you hear the word cater, women reject that word so much because I think when women hear cater, they think as if we're talking about catering to all men.
No.
But we're talking about catering to your man. Yes. If you select him, if this is your dude that you picked, why was what Cam Newton said a negative? He's not talking about women just go around submitting to men.
The backlash he got was mostly from a lot of people that are single, that are not in relationships.
And then now we can live with that.
Because now they don't, because these are people who have not had good, successful relationships. Because you can have a relationship and not end up with that person. Right. You can break up and still be friends and still be amicable and still think, you know what, that was a good relationship. It was a lesson learned. My ex-husband, I will tell you right now, I have the utmost respect for that man. And I always will, and he has the same for me. And we would always be that way because he has always been very respectful of me no matter what. And I have always been the same for him.
Right.
So it takes a certain person. And if you are in a relationship, by all means, I would definitely cater. I am the one that's going to get you your flip-flops. I'm going to massage your feet. I'm going to do everything and anything to make sure that you're good. But I want that back too. Don't get me wrong. I would want to be treated that way in a sense.
We talking about us right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
I'm talking about y'all
Yeah,
because that's another thing.
Can we just? Why do we have to do that though? Can we
No,
just stop?
no.
Can we just stop on? Can we just stop on us sometimes? Can we just? I'm just saying, when we talk about woman issues and what we need to do for a woman, we just focus on that. Can we just talk about what you should do for your man? Not hey, but I need that. No, we get it. We understand how it goes.
We can definitely do that, but at the same time, again, remember, listen, I am not going to get if you don't actually work it. You see what I'm saying? So meaning that I am not going to be submissive and catering
so
if you are not going to.
Okay, but let me address that too, though. Cool. So. This is what I don't like, and this is getting a little off topic, though. And I'm gonna replay the Cam Newton thing for the people who don't know what we're talking about. I'm gonna do that before we move on, okay? Cool. This is what I don't like. I don't like when people get into a relationship and then they set a precedent for how they're going to act. I will do this if you do that.
No. I'm not saying that either. Don't get me wrong on that.
That's kind of what you said. But listen to me though. I understand that relationships are give and take. We all get the basis of a relationship, right? Cool. But the moment that I select you as my woman, right, I have to come in and treat you according to how I know a woman wants to be treated or how you want to be treated, right? Cool.
Yes.
It's not contingent on how you do today or this week or this month or this year. Let me fit, right?
No, I agree.
It is my job to do my job. You get what I'm saying? And
Just
it is your job to do your job. Not contingent on if I'm doing good this week or if I'm doing good this month. And that's how relationships fail because I might not be doing my job. Who knows what I'm going through, what I'm handling. I might not share everything with you. I might have mental shit going on with my family, work. I might not be happy with a million things. And vice versa for my woman too, right? Cool. But if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do and then you stop, then what do we have?
No.
Right.
But that's the thing. So what makes this a grown relationship is the fact that I'm not going to stop. It's the fact that you may, like you said, you may be having a fucked up week. You may be having something going on. I'm not going to stop still taking care of you. Even if I'm upset with you, I am still going to go get your goddamn flip-flops. I am still going to make sure that you're taken care of.
But there are a lot of people who will stay in their relationship and then stop doing because of whatever reason. And I understand if you're not getting what you're supposed to get in a relationship, that's fair. But you're supposed to leave at that point. You're supposed to have the discussion. And if the behavior does not change, then I'm supposed to leave. But you can never stop doing your job because that is counterproductive to your own happiness.
I agree.
So let me ask you this. When you're saying you should leave when you ask those questions, are you speaking for that as a boyfriend-girlfriend situation or even in a marriage?
It's different in a marriage.
I will say this. The only difference I believe is that a marriage may be worth more than one conversation.
Of
you
course.
get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot more tied into a marriage. But the concepts are still the same. If a person behaves a certain way in a relationship, they're probably taking it to their marriage. You understand? But also, in a marriage, I feel like it's also more important to do your job.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So therefore, even more so, when I sit you down as my wife and I be like, honey, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm not getting. This is the only place I get to go to. Right? I'm not supporting cheating either way, but, men do their thing. Cool. But fucking off on your girlfriend is different than fucking off on your wife, in my opinion.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
I do agree.
So if I'm sitting down with my wife, honey, this is the only place I can get this from. It's from you. So if I'm telling you that I disapprove of this behavior and you don't fix it, I'm not going to just walk out on you. We have a marriage, right?
Yeah.
But we have to address this through whatever means. Do we need to go to counseling? Do we need to? You're not hearing me. Yeah. And if you don't, I also have to leave because now I am at a worse position for our kids because people don't realize that either. Also, when you're unhappy, you're not good for anybody.
Yeah, you're not
your
good for
kids
anyone.
will suffer when you're unhappy. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't realize that. Like it's a whole fucking. You get what I'm saying?
The whole house is in shambles.
Yes.
And
so
I mean, so that's kind of how. So when my ex and I got to the point where we were in such shambles that we couldn't keep it in the bedroom anymore. Right. There was a time where we would only argue with each other. We would only have discussions in the bedroom, door closed and locked, where the kids didn't hear us. Now, when it started to spill over and it was completely out of control, the whole house was in shambles. The kids weren't doing so good in school. The baby wasn't sleeping so well. Anybody that came into the house just kind of felt the tension. At that point, then you have to make the decision of, what? This is no longer serving any of us. So we need to take a break. We need to break this up and go to our corners and kind of figure it out because it's not going to work out like this.
Tania, in your marriage, did you ever have a conversation about what you were not getting or what you needed to continue?
Yeah, I'm not a complainer, so I'm not, and it's not a good thing though. That's why I sometimes hate when people say stuff about people complaining, because to me, complaining is the healthiest thing you can do for you. If you don't like something, say that shit. I tell my kids, if you don't like it, say it. I can't teach them never complain and then one day expect them to say what's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
But complaining and addressing is two different things.
No, I know. I'm just saying, I never complained because I thought from listening to, I was a daddy's girl. So listening to men's conversations my whole life, I thought men don't like women who nag. They don't like women who complain. I don't want to be that for this man, so I don't say shit. So for 7 years, I said absolutely nothing about anything that was really wrong. Minor things, but if it was something that I knew would it make me leave him, just shut the fuck up about it and moved on.
Right.
However, when I finally said something, because I never
did,
it was like, whoa, this must be heavy because you're actually. But I had one of my adopted mom. She actually is the one who told me to have the conversation. She'd been married to the same person her whole life since she was 17. She was like, Tania, I know how you are. You don't know how to use your emotions properly. But you're really stressed right now and you're going through some shit that, like, if you don't handle it now, your marriage will not last. So she was like, I want you to be sweet on him, take him to dinner, whatever, and just have a conversation at dinner like, babe, I'm starting to feel like this. If you could just do these things, it could make me better.
Right.
I did. It worked. It was a great conversation, great dinner. I said, I don't want to ever say the divorce word because that's not me. If we're together, I don't break up until that's it. So he was like, all right, cool, whatever. And he did change some things, you know what I'm saying? There were some things that changed, but it just got to a point where some of the things, I don't know how, it's like if you put your hand in blue food coloring for an hour, that can fade off maybe. If you keep your hand in there for 12 hours, it takes longer.
Facts.
Some of the things that we had been through, it was just too soiled. Like,
it had been going on too long.
Yeah, and that's why I say I take a lot of responsibility for the end of it, because I allowed him to be a certain way for so many years. Like, how do you just one day be like, okay, I'll stop yelling? Like, you can't. That's not something you could do. At the time, I couldn't because I don't talk about my emotions. I'm in my head internally, and no one knows it. I'm just going to work like nothing's wrong, and really I'm like, how do I get this to stop? I really just want to be happy. How do I get this to change? I hate everything. Oh my God, I want this to stop, but I didn't want to project it, so I just kept it. When we finally, I decided I wanted a divorce, it was because we had a real conversation, and I said, legit, these are the things that I need to change, or we need to go to counseling. And if they don't, I'm telling you, this is the last time I'm saying this shit. So this is only the second time I've said it now. 2 weeks later, some shit happened. The same response happened. I just laughed and was like, yeah, that's done.
It's a wrap.
That's it. And I ain't never go back on my word since, because I know I waited and I did what I was supposed to. But I also know, like I said, I allowed things to be done to me or, said, and I acted like I was cool, calm, and collected for so long. Hell, he don't even know how to respond to me no more either. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really say it was all that fault. Not speaking up was just as bad as overly speaking or whatever.
No,
you know
I agree.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I could have, we got together when I was 23. I didn't really know. I had only been in 2 relationships before that, one in college, one in high school. And in both of those, I didn't speak up either. Like, I've never been like that when it comes to a man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can cuss out anybody. I can go off with anybody. But a man that I like, nah,
but
I ain't saying shit.
And for those people who don't know what sparked this conversation, I am going to replay the Cam Newton thing, but it was just basically him catching backlash on saying women should let a man lead, know when to shut up, and also know when to cater. So I'm in the process of asking these 2 very lovely young ladies how they felt about what Cam Newton said and how they approached their relationships with men.
Like, okay, when I first was getting out of my relationship and stuff, I was kind of thinking like, I'm never going to be that, I'm never going to play small again. I'm never. But the longer I stayed with myself and figured out the things I needed to fix, I know for a fact when I get with a man, like I get with him, I'm going to be exactly what Cam Newton said. Because it's like now, after having been through it one time and looking and seeing the things I could have altered, I found like there's so much power in being a woman who knows the strength of a woman is the most things that we are told are the weak things.
Submission is your strong suit.
Well, just I don't. There's
power.
Womanly nature in general. Just being able to do this to somebody, and your homeboy can't do this to you. You're gonna be like, bitch, if you get your hand off me. Yeah. But your woman can do this to you, and it makes you feel calm. Being able to give a man like a safe space. Like
a peaceful.
Like a peaceful
and safe space.
Feeling like he get off work and he just be like, I just want you. When they first hug you and they be like, damn, I just want.
But do you know that's quite the opposite of what a lot of men feel in their relationship, and this the point I'm getting at.
But that's what I think it's because we don't speak up a lot and say. You know, like how I said I would keep it in, thinking that was better, but really I'm giving off still this tension. But I think I'm pretending.
But that's for you. I think that most women don't hold in shit. I think that most women create a chaotic environment because that's all they know how to fucking create.
Well, so this is the thing, though. Unfortunately, nowadays a lot of people are following this whole hurt people BS. And they're taking that to heart. And instead of trying to break that, I feel like they fuel it, in a sense.
Yeah.
So I can see why that's the case. And the thing is, like, a lot of these women have been hurt so many times. And they've been messed up on so many times that they're always on the alert. They're always on the, you know what, fuck you. You're just going to be a no shit nigga anyway at the end of the day. And they already have that attitude.
Not going to let you do it.
I'm just saying, it is true.
No, I'm sure that's what a lot of women would say. But not today. I'm not doing it today. Let me explain why. I'm going to replay the Cam Newton clip, and then we're going to move on. I'm going to tell you why I'm not doing it today.
But just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, like, but you can't cook. Okay. You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Can I say something?
Absolutely, you can.
Just real quick, just with the whole cooking, and I will say it definitely can be cultural, because and this is a thing that they say in my country, and I don't know if they still say it, but when I was young, I remember my mom used to tell me, and this was when I was like 8-9 years old, and I was cooking in the kitchen with my mom, and if I made something and it was really good, my mom would say, "Yeah, you're ready to get married." Because in my culture, or at least that's how it was when I was, when I was young, or the way that I was brought up is that if you don't know how to cook, if you don't know how to clean, if you don't know how to take care of babies, if you don't know how to take care of your house, you can't be talking about getting married. You can't be talking about being with no man. You can't be doing any of that. I still remember my mom will say, like, if we will go, so she would tell us to mop the house. And if we go and do a messed up job, mopping the house because we're trying to rush out the house, she'd be like, bro, hey, come do this shit again. You ain't gonna be no married woman with a fucked up, dirty ass floor. So come here and do this again, and we will have to redo the whole. And let me tell you, it was a big ass house, and we had to redo the whole house. So
what was that saying again? What she said?
So you can't get married until you know how to cook. Right. So when I would cook and she'd taste the food and she'd say it was good, she'd say, "Oh yeah, now you're ready to get married."
Let me tell you what they say in America: real ass bitch give a fuck about a nigga.
Oh no!
Not when I grew up.
I'm just telling you what they say. They don't. You don't cook a good meal, and they say you're ready to get married. They letting you know it's 5 or 6 figures or some shit like that. However the song go.
No.
Yeah, that's the. Do you identify, the both of you, as a strong black woman?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, what is the definition of a strong black woman to you? Why you identify with that?
I identify as being a strong black woman because I feel like I am black, first of all, and I am a woman who has the strength of a black woman, meaning I feel like we endure a certain amount of stress that is far greater than other race women. And even just like that whole the growing up culturally different, that's one more stipulation on being a strong black woman. That is like the word strong doesn't mean strong in the sense physically. It's mentally, spiritually, and emotionally that we are strong. And so even though I know sometimes it can come off that the word strong is like opposite of what we're supposed to be, no. I take that word strong and I wear that shit because I know that the shit that I go through that other women don't have to fucking go through of different races. And even me, people don't identify immediately that I am a black woman. I could never be in the same shoes as someone who's like darker than me, who may, automatically they seem black. I know I still get a one up sometimes with white people from that. However, I feel like I'm just a strong person spiritually, mentally. Like the shit I go through is the shit that I know I can handle. I handle that shit with ease, which I think is one part about being a strong black woman is everybody expects you to handle shit with ease or it to not hurt you as much, just like they do in medicine. They think we have a higher pain tolerance just because of that. So I feel like there's just so much that's put on you to be, and I feel like I fucking body all that shit. Like I kill that shit every single day.
Okay. Why do you identify with the same mantra?
So this one is a little difficult for me to say, I guess. So I am an Afro Latina. Okay. I've done my background. Okay. So I definitely have a very big African lineage, and so yes, I am definitely a black woman.
Agreed.
And to anybody that's outside of, what we are, is going to say, you're just a black girl. And that's usually what I get until I speak. And then they'll say, but where are you from? To me, that is the stupidest thing. To be honest, I am definitely the strong black woman, not because I identify myself as being black, but because I am the strong woman. Right. I definitely put in my work. I take care of my house the way that I the best can. I take care of my children. I show them from everything, or not show them, but I teach them the way that they're supposed to be taught. And I consider myself to be strong because I am able to deal with the things that come every day. That is what makes me strong, and that is the reason for why I will say that I am a strong black woman. Now, do I walk around here saying I am a black woman and I am a strong black woman? No.
Because you don't have to.
It speaks for itself, and I think that's another thing that I don't understand. Why does it have to be that it has to be a strong black woman? I am just a strong woman. I am a strong woman from the beginning to the end. From the second that I get up until the second that I go to bed, even when I'm in bed. But I do definitely want to be soft too. So,
do you think that you're a man and you're a married man, correct? Right. Do you think that the mantra of strong black woman is necessary in 2022? Do you think that it's necessary to identify or to act as if you're a strong black woman in 2022?
I don't know so much about acting but I do think it's necessary. I have 2 daughters, and they both are strong-willed at their ages right now, and that's what I push for them. So I do think it's necessary to be a strong woman, but as they said, like, it's not something that has to be broadcast or put on display for everybody to know. Like y'all said, y'all can see a real man walk into a room, you can feel his aura. Yeah. Like if somebody's with you, they can see that you're a woman or a strong woman. They can understand that, and your color is natural. That's what's going to be on display anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So. I think that the strong black woman mantra is a problem in our community. I think the fact that you two identify as such, I think the fact that that is a saying that we still use from so far back is a detriment to us as a culture. You said in so many words that why be a strong black woman? I should just be a strong woman, correct? Why do you have to be strong? Just like the black wasn't necessary, neither is the strong. You get what I'm saying? A woman is enough. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now we've become in a bad habit, especially us as black. That's why I specified as black. Because the strong black woman is a phrase that we hear all the time. You don't hear strong Asian. You don't hear strong white. Those are phrases that don't never pass me on the internet or anything. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
I think that is it has become a sickness in our culture. I understand where it comes from.
Yeah.
Okay. Back when slavery existed, back when we was immediately out of slavery and conditions were set up for the black man to be mass incarcerated where he couldn't make a fair wage, our women did have to bear more than the average woman did. You understand what I'm saying? Because we as men couldn't make a fair wage, where men couldn't protect and provide as necessary, so our woman had to pitch in and also do her womanly duties. You understand? But let's say me and my brother started an organization today, right? No matter what it's called, we come up with a plan and we say, this is why we start an organization, right? Today. Eventually, we have to die, right? We grow old, we die, and we have to select 2 more individuals to take hold of the reins and push it forward, right? And then they got to get old and die, and they got to give it to 2 more people, and this repeats over and over again. By the time some decades happen, a century or so happens, they done forgot why me and my brother started this whole thing. You get what I'm saying? Each individual has their own agenda at that point, and it's no longer what me and him intended to start this for. The strong woman thing is no longer in place the way it was intended to be in place. That shit means woman is enough. So when I say strong woman is not used properly anymore, it is to add the excess to a woman. You as a woman, when you wake up, you are viewed by a proper man. I've never saw a woman and said, look at this weakling. You get what I'm saying? I don't, most men don't look at women and see prey, maybe sexually, sure. But as far as your personality, as far as we don't look at other black women and say weak in any sort of way. This strong thing has now been used to take the lead. Black women are fighting for the lead. They're fighting for equal footing, in my opinion, in places where it don't belong. I'll read something to you just in case you, all right? This was about a black feminist who wrote a book, right? It says a black feminist writer has spoken up about the misinformation surrounding a strong black woman schema. Schema is just a theory, right? Yes. And how it holds black women to an unrealistic, unachievable standard. One of these women, Joan Morgan, who wrote a book, When Chicken Heads Come Home to Roost, discusses her experience as a black woman and her relationship with hip-hop feminism. In a chapter titled Strong Black Woman, she discusses her choices to retire from being a strong black woman. She states that the retirement was ultimately an act of salvation. Being a strong black woman was killing me slowly, cutting off my air supply. This speaks to the weight black women feel that is on their shoulders. Why am my thing messing up? For trying to uphold the strong black woman mantra. She continues to write about how her life became consumed with solving other people's problems and left no time to take care of herself. This is a dark side of the strong black woman schema, where black women have been stereotyped like the mammy figure. Y'all know what the mammy figure is from slavery, correct? On television throughout their lives, and seeing examples of their own mothers and other women in their lives upholding the strong black woman lifestyle. This expectation to be a strong black woman at all times becomes internalized and influences the ability for a black woman to show any kind of weakness that their white counterparts are allowed to show. Okay?
I kind of hit on a lot of that, but
right.
what I was saying in it is like, while, we don't, no, like I said earlier about wanting to be soft and stuff.
Yes.
You don't want to have to be strong. However, some of the stuff that you said is the reason we had to do it back then. It's still the shit we deal with today, because it is it's a lot of the same shit we deal with today. And the thing about it is that what fucks me up the most, and I'm just going to be real about is I feel like we do not get as much bullshit from any other race men except black.
That is, I'm so glad you said that, because that is the most crock of shit I've ever heard. I'm glad you said
a white man ain't never came to me and been like, you're not a strong black woman. But
ain't no nigga came to you said you ain't. Man, listen. Okay, let me not say ain't no nigga, because it might be one wild ass random nigga who you ain't no strong black woman. Men don't even talk like that.
I don't mean like that. I mean, we don't just see a bunch of articles and memes and shit like we do from black men. Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, whatever.
Oh, we finna get on him.
All these other niggas telling us how to be women, but they don't want to be told how to be men.
That's the biggest crock of shit. I'm so glad. Now we're here now. Thank you for bringing it here. That's the biggest crock of shit. Men have forever been getting our backs kicked in. Black men especially, about how we are as men, about what we're not doing, about what we don't bring to the table, about what we don't provide. The expectations of a black man now is so unrealistic, it is ridiculous. And as soon as any pushback comes to a black woman, all of a sudden is, oh, I'm not strong enough, I'm not good enough. No, sometimes your behaviors are not appropriate. Sometimes nobody has come to you, and let me not say nobody, because like I said, it could be one weird ass nigga, right? Cool. But for the most part, men, we hang around more men than you do in all kind of circles, and men say the wildest shit. I've never heard a man say, oh, she's not strong enough, she's too weak. Men don't speak like this.
Well,
We don't mean that. We mean what we see that they fucking post.
But what I'm saying is men don't post like that.
This is all based off of Cam Newton making a goddamn comment about women not being what the fuck they should be.
Because you're choosing to be something else. We're not telling you as women that you're not good enough. You could be whoever the fuck you want to be. But if you want to be in our lives, what we're saying is, hey, that's good that you look good and you can take a hell of a picture and you can twerk, but could you cater in a relationship? How the fuck is that telling a woman she's not good enough?
No,
could you cater a little bit?
You're saying
could you not talk every time I'm talking?
When we're referencing a conversation similar to what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even say none of the shit you just said at all. Absolutely not one single word of what you said.
Right, but you're trying to put why you still have that mantra and what we go through on black men specifically. You just did that.
First of all, you asked us, do we identify? Yeah. You didn't say, what do we think of the mantra of a strong black
talking
woman?
About what you just said specifically. I'm not even going back there. You just said, I feel like we still have to keep it today because I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to go there. I feel like the pressure coming from black men.
That ain't the words I said. I feel like we get told the most shit from black men, not any other race men comes and tells us a lot of shit. Okay,
that's just
what we should do, how we should be.
That's like white women say all I hear is from white women.
How we should keep ourselves up. How we should dress. Every fucking thing we do is based off what a man will like.
That is the bullshit. Y'all do a whole bunch of shit. The way y'all look today, that BBL shit, them eyelashes shit, them hairstyle shits, all that shit is what y'all selected. We don't like half of that shit. Half of that shit look weird as fuck when you take them clothes off. But all I'm telling you is this in general. That shit is in y'all head if that's what you think.
It's in our heads because y'all pretend and cap like that's what y'all like when y'all go
we don't pretend. Because we like, okay, if we see a bitch,
share bitches with BBLs all day.
No, we don't. No, that's fine. This is what we do. This is great conversation. This is what we do on this show. Welcome to the Anxiety Issues Podcast. I am Adam 12 Taylor. No, we didn't. I didn't record it. See, black woman, you're not listening. I was not recording. Now I'm back recording. Welcome to the Anxiety Issues Podcast. I am Adam 12 Taylor. Here with my sister, Tania Greedy Monroe, the wonderful Wilma, welcome back, and my brother, Morgan Marshall Jr. We are clearly discussing black issues in black relationships. And what I am trying to say is, I understand what my sister is trying to say.
No, you didn't.
I do. Y'all assume everything in y'all head.
Did he understand what I was saying? Be real. I'm for real.
Go ahead, dog.
I think you missed some of it.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
You missed some of it. Because you ain't let her finish. So.
No, I know she was going. Go ahead. Let me tell you what I missed.
It's because it's
No.
You say it. You take the floor.
No. Go ahead and finish.
The girl with the booty, do the shit. Wait a minute. I ain't got one. You don't hear me.
I hear you completely. No. I just wasn't finna let you put your behaviors and all that shit back on us. I'm done with that for the longest.
That's not what the fuck I was saying. First of all, when you first asked us the question, do we identify? We both took it as, do we identify racially? Not the mantra of the strong.
No, I wasn't even addressing that.
No, because I'm going to tell you why I say that. We already had a conversation that we don't want to be strong no more. Me and her already had this.
We both said that.
We have both already said we didn't want to do that shit no more. We want to be soft. We want to be a damsel in distress. I just said I want a nigga to pick out my whole fucking car. Bitch, I don't care. Give me the keys. I don't care what it is.
That's fine.
Do it. So what I'm saying is, we agree with that statement that the feminists made. We just didn't know that's where you were going. We both thought you meant racially. Did we identify?
I'm not arguing with none of that. What you just, if you had just said that, I'm not arguing. When you start to say that you think, because I listen to all of that, and that's fine. We have no disagreement. I have no problem with you identifying. If that's how you. I wasn't trying to trick you about where I was going.
But I'm saying, didn't you think he meant racially more so than like the mantra of the aggressive, strong?
But either or. That's why I asked you, do you identify, and then I asked you why, so you can explain yourself why. But then you started to say, this is what I was addressing.
That I said that I feel like we do not get all the bullshit we get from a black man telling us shit from any other race man, and we fucking don't. Right.
And I'm addressing that, and I'm addressing that as a crock of shit to me. Number one, a white woman is gonna hear more from a white man than anybody, correct? That's who they date. You don't even have to answer. That's like black on black crime versus they be like, oh, black on black crime is outrageous. No, the fuck it's not.
And
more white people kill white people. You know why? Because they live by white people. You know why a black woman is gonna hear more from a black man?
Didn't I say specifically? I've been in how we were talking about podcasts and memes and Kevin Samuels.
Because you're watching
like that. No, that's what I didn't mean me. I'm saying out in the fucking internet, motherfucking
I understand
world,
that. And y'all,
the shit that's coming to us is from
Kevin Samuels been hot.
Men.
Kevin Samuels been hot for 2 years. And now all of a sudden, black men give us the most shit. Kevin Samuels been hot for 2 fucking years.
I never heard no motherfucking white dude get on there and
First
be
of
like,
all,
black women.
First of all, Kevin Samuels got popular because he was addressing something uniquely. That's why it wasn't a common thing. It was uncommon to hear a man address black women specifically the way he was addressing them. And that's where the popularity came.
It was uncommon for black men to address short, fat black men who don't have enough money nor dick to get these women. That's what was uncommon. We used to hear the other shit.
That's the biggest crock of fuck shit.
Uncommon. It was not that.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get that.
It was uncommon to see a whole bunch of other dick riding ass niggas up under his comments so much, being like, we agree, even though we ain't doing none of the shit you saying do. I'm a bitch ass nigga in any other aspect, but I'ma act like I'm king shit when it comes to telling a woman how to be. Bitch, if you want to be a woman, just say that then. Just do that. You do it. If y'all can do it so much better, take over the motherfucking reins. I'll gladly get my dick sucked all day.
You good?
The fuck? Why the fuck you think we want to just go around having to do all the shit we gotta do and then hear from every nigga, oh, women don't do shit. All they want to do is city girl. Yeah, all y'all like is city girl pictures. Get the fuck out of here.
And again, y'all heard, everybody heard that. Hold on, I gotta respond. I'm gonna let you get that. You good? You good? No, that's cool. That's great. I'm glad you took it there. I'm glad because you said a lot of shit. A lot of people gonna amen and go ahead, girl. And Tania, you did your thing. But let me address that like a real nigga would. Y'all don't do shit. If you want to have this conversation like that, let's have it.
Bitch, neither do y'all.
No, that's cool.
Equal opposites.
That's cool.
Up?
That's cool. But yeah, let me talk though. Are you gonna be a black woman?
Yeah, I am.
All right, cool. Let me right. Exactly.
The
shit, Kevin. Exactly the shit that nigga Kevin. First of all, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. I was not a fan of Kevin Samuels. I don't. He was too flamboyant for me. He's probably bisexual in some form or fashion. So I'm not speaking as a Kevin Samuels supporter. But I did see enough clips of that nigga Kevin Samuels to know that he was on point about 90% of that shit he was saying.
Especially the men.
Okay,
he was definitely on point.
Okay, so you know what? Yes, he was.
I know.
He was very on point about little dick, broke niggas, fat, out of shape, can't get the kind of woman they wanted. Yep. But you know what made his show? But they missed that. Black women missed that part of the show. No, I'm glad you said, no, a lot of black women did miss that fucking part of the show. Because a lot of them did. Because the fact that black women celebrated his fucking death.
That was wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to talk, let's talk. Cool. Because I don't fuck with. But it's a lot of black women that I don't fuck with online. It's a lot of black women who I don't fuck with politically. Like what's the bitch name? Who the Republican that I can't stand?
You say her name every time.
I do.
Who you talking about.
Yeah, but anyway, Candace Owens.
Oh yeah.
But if she died today, I'm not picking up my phone and say anything on the internet about that woman's death. Death is bigger. Let me finish what I'm saying. So, okay, cool. Then a lot of black women are lame as fuck.
Yes, a lot of them are.
Okay, cool. So they were celebrating. So a lot of black women were celebrating the death of a man because you didn't agree with his fucking opinion. And that's the shit I'm talking about for black men. That man, all he did was get online, just like he addressed them fat little dick niggas, like you so proudly said, and hooped and hollered, and yeah, girl, cool. And just like we're addressing you out of shape, bad built, 3, 4, 5 motherfucking kids, 3, 4, 5 fucking baby daddies thinking you deserve a nigga who makes 6-figure ass bitches. I support that shit too. You don't deserve a fucking thing either. Just like when he said you left over, you was fucking left over. You ever seen a rich man go to a used car lot? Let me know when he do. That's the most fiscal saving rich nigga I've ever met in my fucking life. When a man gets a certain amount of money, or a man looks a certain kind of way, or a certain amount of success, he wants a certain amount of shit. Just like any bad bitch, rich bitch, you don't see Rihanna out here fucking with Lil Dick Fat, whatever you want to call niggas. So cool. So at the end of the day, I don't know what size dick, but you seem to throw dick in there every time, so I threw it in there. So I agree with you. I agree with you. So what I'm saying is, if it's good, as the old people say, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So I agree with you. If a short fat nigga was like, dog, why she don't fuck with me, dog? And I'd be like, hey, my nigga, look at you. That's what I tell my nigga. I've addressed certain niggas that I fuck with the same way. And every woman, since No Scrubs and all the motherfucking songs that call a nigga broke, what's the difference between calling a nigga broke and calling a bitch fat? It's the same degrading personality because men are based on their ability to provide and protect. So when you call me broke, you don't call me financially challenged. You don't care about my feelings when you be like, I don't want no broke nigga. We pop pussy in them songs. Y'all dance and do whatever the fuck y'all want to do with them songs. But when a semi-gay nigga get on and be like, hey, baby, you too fat to want a nigga like that. All of a sudden, he the worst nigga on. No, you are too fat. And just because Kevin Samuels died,
they've been fat.
Just because Kevin Samuels died don't mean the theory died. Men are still out here thinking the same things. So if you think that he died because God came back and took him, that was his karma or some shit. No, overeating is a sin, not Kevin Samuels' opinion.
No one said that's not true. I feel like, why are you throwing that up for what reason? No one said that.
No, there's a lot of people online said that. I'm not saying that. The difference between me and you on this podcast, I address the people that I know are watching. I don't just address the shit that you just said.
So did I. My whole topic was from the other aspect. You sitting here being personal, talking about.
I'm not being personal at all.
Like you on the pod. I literally addressed what the comments were and the topics. I did not say me personally.
My nigga.
I don't. What the fuck? I never said me personally, Kevin Samuels.
Okay, fine. Then what did you say all that for then?
Because it was in relevance to what we were talking about.
The passion that you got, so you got all that passion riled up for some other bitches?
I got all that. Yes, I'm a fucking bitch. That's
cool.
why.
Okay, cool. So I addressed it passionately back for a whole bunch of other niggas. You call them dick riders. You call them dick riders and all that shit in the thing. And them niggas ain't. And men for standing up for men. Okay, because this is what black women do to you. I didn't think this.
I didn't say standing up. I said the motherfucking ones that were dick riding who ain't even following the shit.
Man, them niggas was agreeing. You keep doing it. You know why it was such amazing to see? Because we as black men don't get to speak up like that. We don't get to say. You can say what you want to say. Man, listen, man, nigga, let me be real with you. Okay, cool, fuck it then. Let's do it. I tell this story every fucking time. You can argue with Adam Taylor all you fucking want to. But one thing about me, when I come on this show, bro, I try to separate my opinion from the facts. I am pro-black as they get. Before we opened the show, which I wish I had recorded, because I was giving my black mantra and how the killings in Buffalo, and now they gonna hear this first and think that I'm Uncle Tom or some shit, right? Cool. I say this story all the time. I worked in a fucking hospital, right? You work in a hospital, yes. Karuk. We had an ethics class on how to approach people when you walk into a room, on how to deal with very important issues like insurance, correct? Cool. They had every race and religion in that motherfucker you can think of. And every race was going there and find the dominant man. And in worst case scenario, if it was equal, you go in there and talk to the man, then you make eye contact with the woman, even if the woman was the patient. There was one race in there, though, that said go in the room and find a dominant woman. Just one. Well, would you like to take a wild guess which one that was? So you mean to tell me that this hospital, all the research and billions of dollars they made, did this fucking research to get their money? You think it's a coincidence that they say find the dominant woman, but every other race across the planet was the dominant man? You think that's... But yet we in here kicking women back in? How the fuck are we kicking backs in and y'all in the lead? How are we kicking backs in and y'all run the household?
So you're literally proving my point, but you don't even see it because you're so turned up.
I'm not turned up. You start yelling.
Didn't just prove my point? Yeah.
Go ahead.
The other motherfuckers chose that we was the dominant race. Whoever taught you the class. Who was the person that said...
Who chose? My nigga, they didn't choose nothing. They analyzed people's behavior.
Okay, so I'm saying...
My nigga, in my household, my mama was the dominant. But the hospital wasn't there.
What I'm saying is...
What are you talking about?
In this thing you just went to.
Yes.
You said somebody told you to go in. Okay.
Black women run the household.
Right. And you think we just woke up one day and wanted to do that, or we've had to do it?
And I addressed it. No, you didn't have to do shit.
No, wait a second. Can I say it? Because so remember how I said that I'm always going to be submissive and I'm always going to allow you to lead as long as you take the lead. Right. But if you do not take the lead, then I am going to have to step up because I am going to have to run the house. Therefore, I have to, you as the men whom is supposed to be the lead, who's supposed to be the dominant one, are allowing me or are literally putting me in the position where I have to take the lead. So that's what she's saying. We are not doing this by choice. A lot of times it's because we're put in that place. If I come home and I just worked all day, you just worked all day, you come home and you go lock yourself up in a room, go do your thing. But yet there's bills here that I gotta pay. There's the trash that needs to be taken out, the lawn that needs to be mown. The kids that have to be taken care of.
We don't get to go in the room when we get off work.
Exactly.
Work begins when we get off work.
I still have to. Those things need to be done. I have to fucking climb up steps and go in the side of the house because some shit is stuck up there. That's the man's fucking job. But at the same time, a lot of men are not doing that. So we have to take that role. We have to be the strong one. We have to be the one who takes the lead and who has to be dominant. When we go to the hospital, and I will tell you this as a nurse, I walk into a room, and if it's a black couple, I am talking, and the husband is the one in the bed, I am talking to the woman. Because the men don't even know when was the last time he checked his blood pressure.
Right.
The men don't even know when was the last time he checked his blood sugar. He doesn't know
when
anything.
the last time he took a shit.
So y'all hear this, fella?
You see what I'm saying?
Y'all
I'm not saying it because...
Go ahead.
I'm not saying it because I want to. I want to be soft. I want to be taken care of. I want to be in the place where you take the lead and you're the one that knows the insurance. I want to be in that place, but I cannot if you do not. What happens is that because you lack, I'm going to have to go back and do those things.
So here's the history of this shit you talking about. If you want to go back to slavery and just out of slavery, I feel you. We 100% on the same page. We so far removed from that though.
But even now,
no, hold on.
Even now, I'm telling you, even now.
No. What it is if you have unreasonable expectations and you don't understand what a black man go through, you'll talk like that. And let me explain what. You can say what you want to say. It's funny how I'll let you get your shit off. But every time I get ready to tell you, first you tell us about we ain't doing this and we ain't doing that, and I don't want to. You make us take the lead, and then as soon as I try to say something about a black man, it's cool.
Papa, all right, cool. Say anything.
No, cool. No, you don't, man, my nigga. You are quiet.
We can look.
At this point of the conversation, please put that on. As I'm saying that, when I start, please put the camera on them. Please
do, because I can stand on my shit.
No, you can do
I
it.
Didn't say a word.
I didn't say you couldn't stand on shit. But you can see when somebody want to disagree and interrupt. But anyway, I'm here doing some black relationship shit right now. Like I said, though, I understand it from the beginning of time, out of slavery. Now that your expectations are what your expectations are, they're unreasonable. The earth is a living, breathing, functioning organism. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We don't have to do shit to make the earth function, right? It was created to function the way it was functioning, right?
Yes.
Okay, do you understand as black women? I'm just asking this question. I don't need a soliloquy. Just asking the question. Do you understand? I'm just telling you what I'm so y'all don't get off on a tangent and I'll lose my focus. Do you understand that the system that we were living in right now is created for black men to not succeed? Do you get that?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, cool. They don't have to do anything. It is functioning.
Correct.
It works. Yep. They don't have to do shit. It's ongoing and it's gonna go, and that's why they don't look to make no changes. That's why, because everything's set in stone. Correct? Now a black woman's expectations from all of these single parent homes that people are growing up in, you get what I'm saying? And a lot of these women who chose assistance over the household, you understand what I'm saying? Are raising these kids because you said you can raise a man on your own and you chose whatever, all this other shit, right? These are the products of the shit. That's why I say women are the new oppressors. You could take it, black women, take it how you want to take it. It's the biggest detriment to the single family home. It's the biggest detriment to the structure of the black family. That's my personal belief. And that's not a diss. I'm saying that out of love because I feel like that's the only way to correct it. Because these are the men that y'all are raising. Y'all will be upset at a nigga but allow your sons to do the same thing. Maybe not you two. Not talking about you two. In general. Right? Another thing that was written here was the history of the strong black woman comes from decades of reinforcement of unrealistic stereotypes of black women seen on television and read in books. Black women are expected to maintain an image of perfection and strength through intersectional oppression and white supremacy. Allowed these images to persist without regard for mental and physical consequences this lifestyle creates. Nowhere in there did it say black men. The system was designed to make you think and feel the way you feel, and you have no regards for what we go through. So all of that, not you two, but all of that shit that women out there hallelujah about and men ain't protecting and this unreasonable expectations because you don't even understand the shit that we go through when we walk out the fucking door. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I apologize that black women have to do a little bit more than white women, but we didn't design this motherfucker.
Yeah, you're right.
This is not the image of what we wanted for our women or ourselves. A lot of us would love to provide and do extra things. A lot of us would love to not sell drugs and that be the only option. A lot of us would love to get educated and get proper jobs. That's not how it works.
But the question is, at what point are you guys going to stop it?
Or
at
actually,
what point are you going to decide that, you know what, I see that this is what it is. Now let me take the reins. Let me be the one to change this shit. Because if we don't change it ourselves, then it's going to continue to be the same way. Okay. We have to find better ways. It can't just be that, you know what, this is what it's designed, this is what it's going to do, this is what it's going to be, and that's what it's just going to be forever. At one point or another, we're going to have to fucking pick up our pants and change the shit.
And I wanted to say, and on the other side, exactly what you said, flip it. Y'all don't know what it's like to be a black woman and walk out the house every day.
Thank you.
You don't know what
to be
we go
sexualized
through every day. Not even just that. To be expected to be fucking K with the minimal options we have, just like y'all have.
Right.
To be fucking K with getting less than a motherfucker and be shitted on and not supposed to say anything, or now you're an aggressive, angry ass motherfucker.
But the difference is...
No.
I'm
still going though.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, it's like... The way y'all don't want to have to be that way because the world has shitted on you, we don't want to have to do this shit. It's heavy as fuck. A lot of us don't understand it until we get 30 and we start dealing with traumas and realize this is some fucked up way to be, some fucked up way to think. But what the fuck else are we going to do if no one's offering us another solution? And if you're the leader... Yes, motherfucker, I want y'all to offer me the solution. Not another motherfucker. I want my black men to offer me the solution to lead me to the motherfucking water.
So here's the thing.
If you don't lead me to the water, bitch, I'm drinking sand. I'm fucking drowning.
But here's the thing about what you're saying. Nothing about what black women go through that you said is wrong. Wholeheartedly agree. I'm sure it's a very tough job being a black woman. I can't imagine, but I'm sure it is, right? But the difference is that we're not blaming you for our issues. We understand. We're not.
Who's not? You're not.
No. Black men.
You're very good at communicating.
No, black men.
No, we date black men.
No.
And them motherfuckers do blame us.
No. Black men are not blaming you for the conditions that we go through. We're blaming you for not understanding the conditions that we are.
How we understand something that don't get told to us because you don't want to say shit when you come home.
That's not true. First of all, understand this. All men communicate differently than women. This is not something isolated to black women. There are white women that will say, my husband doesn't communicate the best. There are Asian women that will say, my husband doesn't communicate. Men communicate different than women. That's not isolated to blacks.
But they don't go through as much as y'all. So y'all got a whole bunch of more shit you need to get off your chest.
But yet what we're saying is sometimes what we want is understanding. This is why I use the oppressed word. Because if you want a solution, you can't say you want a solution then be unhappy with the solution I give. Okay? I cannot change society. No black man can. We if you think that blacks can change America as black men alone, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, no.
Right. If there's any chance to change anything, we have to do it like they was trying to change it back in the day, and that's together. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
The divide cannot be there. So this is what I'm saying, though. A black woman, let me play something for you before I explain this, right? I just want you to hear a couple things that I find on the internet that I find amazing.
I tell y'all every week, though, the only thing I try to be is understanding. Literally. People tell me they love me. I'm like, no, you don't. You love that I'm understanding. Right. You don't love me. You love the understanding I give you.
I want you to hear what this black woman said.
1,000 a year. Ooh, no, that's only 35. Yeah, that's pretty basic. Mm-hmm. Wow. No, I get paid 31 an hour, 32 an hour, and that's like shit.
No, but listen to what he's saying. Man, so if he's making something like yours, it's not okay.
No.
That's one, right? Then I want you to hear this.
Been divorced before. My first marriage, we made all of the mistakes. Unfortunately, he passed away.
So why did you guys get a divorce?
Because I really wanted something different. It's very unfortunate because he was the most loving, kind person. I had all the love and support that I could have ever wanted. but I think I went through a period wanting money. Like I wanted to be with someone and be at a different level, and I saw him work all of the time. It's one thing to like work from like 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, day in, day out, and still have no resources. And for me to work, do the same, and just want a different life.
So, long story short, you wanted a different life and lifestyle than he was able to provide. And so you said, you know what, this, I'm out of here. I need more money.
I would.
So, when I'm talking to in this room, I'm never talking to.
We know.
Yes.
Right.
So I represent for women because I know what they write me and say. You should have spoke up like this.
But exactly, which is cool. That's your job on the show to speak up for women.
Yeah.
But I also want you to know, like you say, y'all date us and we date y'all, right? A lot of that shit cap. A lot of men from the inside know. A lot of the dysfunction in relationships are from women. We don't admit that enough. Women go post memes online to get people on their side, and they play victim. Women think that they're the prize, but you got the wrong eyes. You're the surprise. We don't know how much baggage you come with. You don't compromise. You understand? You victimize. You weaponize our culture. Do you understand what I'm saying? If a black man cannot or criticizes you or addresses your behavior, again, I'm just saying, not y'all, I know you get it. But when a black man criticizes your behavior and says this is not appropriate for the relationship, I'm not talking about these wild ass niggas running the street. I'm talking about good black men that I have these conversations with, right?
I need you to introduce me to one of those.
Right,
cool.
We don't meet them.
Oh, no. You don't want them. There's a big difference. No.
Not true. I've never been approached.
Let me finish. So there are, if we cannot deal with your behavior, we're considered weak. I'm sure you've heard of a man, if you say you can't handle us. You weak if you can't put up with this, with the way I talk to you. That shit that black men commonly hear. So therefore, if we cannot put up with your incorrect behavior, we ain't black enough. We ain't strong enough. This is a common thing that we hear. So I understand, not y'all, but it's a common thing that we hear. So what I'm saying is,
you been married just before? I mean, how long you been married? You've been married long.
Right, but you can't ask him to talk about his wife, though.
Yeah. No. I was about to say he been out the game so long. It don't matter if he heard it back then. That's different. But I was just gonna say, like, the same way you feel like that's common, like those types of girls.
Very.
Me and my friend, I don't even know a bitch like that.
No.
So that's why I'm saying, like, the same way you were like, I don't know a nigga like that. Obviously, we're meeting the niggas who we're describing, and you're meeting the girls you're describing.
But listen, y'all know.
I don't even.
But y'all know a lot of girls like that. Y'all got Instagrams and follow. Y'all go to clubs. Y'all know the other.
But we don't talk to them like that.
But you know they exist. Just like when y'all say some weird ass man shit. Like I don't know a man who fondles women on the first date, but I know they exist. Like, I don't have to know. Like I don't hang with them for obvious reasons. I wouldn't hang with them.
But I know I've never heard a girl be like, "Oh, you a weak ass nigga because you can't handle how I talk to you." First of all, that's aggressive.
Listen.
Like damn,
first of all,
going on there?
But we got social media, we got reality TV. You could turn on a reality TV show right now and watch a black couple when they get upset at they black fake, man. Right? But fake or not, it's a representation. That's why it's popular and we watch it. And it does just like they said, there's the stereotypes that have been put on television and read in books.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. There is it's for both of us, though. It's for both black for men and women. It is a representation, but it is the stereotype, and it is fake. There is not really that many people that are there are not women out here saying, "Oh, you make $35 an hour. I can't mess with you." Listen, I make 5 times more. Maybe even more than that. And I don't care. That is not what I'm worried about. I am worried about how you take care of me, how you treat me, what we do together. And the fact that you are not threatened by the fact that I make the most money. Because I'm never going to throw that in your face. I am never. Let me tell you, my ex-husband and I, we never, not once had we ever had a discussion or had an issue within a relationship that was about money. It was never, ever that a thing. Because regardless of why, I know that for a man, being the provider is the main thing. What the circumstances were a little different, where I chose a different career path than you did, and therefore I end up making a little bit more money. But guess what, baby? It is our money.
Right.
It is our money together, and we're building this house together.
We're paying for everything. I know so many women that cake niggas. That's why I'm like confused. But I get there may be girls saying shit like that.
maybe.
But they're the young generation.
This is a whole different generation from us. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
That lady on that last one was not young. This is an expectation.
Was,
as a man in the dating pool, there is an expectation for income.
And I will tell you,
you have to start looking outside in the world. Like just like when women talk about men, I never disagree with y'all as far as like when you say this is my experience with men. I know that they're out there.
And I agree.
You get what I'm saying? And I know that they're out there in abundance. You get what I'm saying? So my problem is with women is y'all act like this doesn't exist. Like these. No, we do know. There is a plethora of these women who care about how much money you make. They are like I don't like that's a thing. Like a large thing.
So I have a friend. I have a friend who's single whom has been in multiple different relationships, and one of the relationships he was in, it was all about the fact that she wanted to be the soft and the catering and all that, but she wanted him to pay for everything. She wanted him to literally be taking care of her because that's what she was used to. That's what she saw from her mom and dad, and that her mom stayed home while he went out to work. Now there's a difference there. I get that, and I get that that's how she grew up, and I get that that's what she was used to, but at the same time, it is also way too much to put on someone. For you to completely quit and then allow this man to just be the only one to take care of everything. Now, is he going to do it? Yeah, more than likely he will, but is he going to be happy about this shit? Probably not. So I understand that, but at the same time, I know that there are women out there who are looking for a certain man so that they can be taken care of, and that's fine. That is for, and there are men who are out there who are literally looking for a woman to take care of. There are men out there who want a woman that will have to depend on them by every man. Let me give you this one. A friend met this dude, and the dude kept from the beginning talking about money. Even while we were all sitting in a table and we were just hanging out, he kept saying how, I make this much money. I have this much stuff. I have this and the other. And then he asked her, so what is it that you do? And she said, I'm a nurse. And he was like, if you work really hard, you may get to $100,000 a year if you really work, like if you bust your ass. Now, do you own your house? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, well, do you own it by mortgage or do you own it because you paid it? And she's like, that's a little personal. Like, why are you asking something like that?
Yeah. Niggas y'all like. How y'all end up in the company of these weirdos?
Well, here's his thing. He pretty much was saying that, I want to know everything that, I want to know what I'm getting into because I want to know to what level are you independent? Because your independence may hinder our relationship. I was like, if that is not the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my life.
As weird as that is. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you. I know you wanted to say something before I address that because I forget. What were you about to say about the money thing?
It wasn't necessarily about the money, but I think as far as like with men, we need women, and when I say we need them, in the sense, let's say when you meet somebody, like a woman had to have a vision with you when she see you or when she with you. If she have a vision with you, like. She can help you become more.
Yes.
And that's what we need.
And that is what we are there for. That is what I take wholeheartedly. That is my role. That it is for. I am here for us to build together, for us to get to a better place together. I don't expect you to already have money. I don't expect you to already. Now, okay, I'm gonna say I'm freaking 40 years old at this point. I can't be with somebody that's just getting out of college. I can't. We have to meet at the same place.
Why can't you?
Well, so
you mean age-wise or just degree-wise?
She means status-wise, where he is financially. Where he is.
Like I'm saying, because a 24-year-old out of college and a 34-year-old out of college is two different.
Yeah, so something like that. I don't mean that. We at least have to meet in the same place. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We're gonna start this race at a level field. It doesn't mean that you have to make as much money as I do, but you already have to have in place a plan. Where are you going with your life? I can't meet somebody that is still trying to figure out whether they're going to be a rapper at 40 years old. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I don't mean that I need you to have the $100,000 already. I need you to have No, I want you to already have a plan for what it is that you want to build on. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean?
I'm a little different in that aspect as far as I feel like I'm just going to use the rapper one because you said it. I know some rappers who are that age who are better than every motherfucker who's on the Billboard chart right now.
Me.
And I agree.
But what I'm gonna say is, I don't feel like the music industry specifically, and like my industry and artist industry, are based on the age you get in it. I feel like it's your timing. Some of these producers just get the right person at the right time, and boom, you pop, and you're not even as good as a motherfucker who been working 13 years. Their bars are up. They know how to put that shit together. People don't realize how much work goes into that.
But now
I've
there's a
seen some of the
difference,
most talented motherfuckers who rap,
and I get what
that
you're
have
saying.
to work still and do other shit still because.
But what
they
I'm
can't
saying
get their
is,
shit out yet.
a man is a man that has a plan already. You see what I mean?
But what I mean by that is, like, when I say I disagree in that matter, is that maybe it's because I like fixing a motherfucker, but I love a motherfucker who is super talented, but they might not have their vision completely together. But I see something in them, and when I tell them, then they're like, I ain't never look at that shit like that.
Right.
And then especially when you see them inspired by the fact that you think they're good at it, I look for that. Because if you get inspired by me believing in you, we can rule the
But listen,
world.
to be clear, both of y'all are correct.
Yeah.
That man might not be for you, but it's for you. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with a woman with expectations, but it's the reasonable expectations.
Right.
What will change this dynamic is if a woman across the board, everything's going to vary, right? But if we start understanding what black men go through and change the standard, the average income of a black man may be $30,000, some bullshit like that. You get what I'm saying? But when you ask a woman, if you say $30,000, that's going to get you a frown in most case scenarios. You get what I'm saying? In most case scenarios.
I think a lot of people also don't think about money for real, like in realistic terms. Like they hear people say, "Oh, I want to make 6 figures." They don't realize
that's 1%.
People who make 6 figures,
you 1%.
6 figures don't be shit sometimes.
That's one, but 6 figures is 1%. That's what you need to know. That is 1%.
No, I know. I'm saying
humans.
what I'm saying is that's what I'm saying. They don't know that's 1%. They just hear a lot of motherfuckers say 6 figures. They're not thinking though, like, bitch, if you make $250 a day, 5 days a week, you can actually be making like $65,000 a year, and that's really good money.
But this is why niggas try to do shit that don't have nothing to do with nothing, or they lead to jail and prison, because we're not viewed at as good enough unless we make a certain amount of money. There's a meme floating around that says no black man is loved properly unless he is rich, and then you will hear rich men say that they still not respected the way they want to be respected. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm getting at is this: if the expectations change, then the behavior will change. If you say that as a woman, I just want a man, and truly meant this, you can't just say this. You understand what I'm saying? If the culture understood what it was designed to do, and said, you know what, I'm okay if you just got that UPS job. I'm okay if you just got that, like, I don't care if a rapper come up. I don't care if a nigga with a chain come up or a Mercedes come up. You with your 30,000 with a plan and loves me, shit, that's what I want, and I'm not fucking no other nigga. And you a bad bitch, and you fuck with that nigga who making that 30,000. You love, appreciate what he go through. Even if you make more money than him, you don't come home and put your dick on the table. None of that other kind of shit on him. Listen, if that becomes a common, then more men will stop chasing the dope dealer life. More men will stop chasing the rapper life because I feel good enough. A lot of black men chase this shit because that's the only time we feel of any value to our own women, is if I'm on, if I'm up, if I'm stunning, if I'm flashy, that's the only time we feel a value.
Hey, so I don't like to say that I like lame niggas.
Not just you, but just girls in general.
But I am the type that I prefer the men that.
But that's not lame. Going to work is not lame.
Yeah, the one that goes to work at the bank. I prefer the men that it's more about, again, the dude with the plan. The men that actually wants to do better for himself, not because, oh, I gotta chase this so that I can get the most ass or whatever, or so that I can be put on. I don't care about any of that BS.
Right.
I want you to be lame. I want you to go to the bank and work freaking 8 hours and come home and freaking let me rub your feet and rub mine too. I'm just saying, I prefer that. Nowadays, unfortunately, yes, there's this whole, I don't know, a generation of people that think that you have to be on, that you have to be popular, that you have to be, you have to wear the Gucci belt and the bags and the bullshit. I don't care about any of that shit. I'm cool with going to Ross with you.
Right.
I'm cool with going to Marshalls with you.
But you are an isolated individual. That's why a white man can wear them Air Monarchs and them khakis and that shirt tucked in and still have a badass wife.
I ain't even gonna hold y'all. The type of dude I go for, nobody in this room ever gonna be guessing who I date, because I go for the motherfucker that look bummy.
But you know the culture don't. You know the culture. We telling you that that's the only time we feel like we own or we have some kind of value. That's unless we're an athlete, unless we can run, jump. But the system is set up for that. You can have some of a meritocracy if you're an athlete or if you're a rapper, if you can have a talent. You get what I'm saying? And so for the other black men who also, this is for black men who are successful. Okay? There are black men who are successful outside of that. But understand you have an isolated spot. If too many of us start doing what you're doing, they'll shut that shit down. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If too many of us start becoming doctors, they'll shut that down. I used to work at Sacred Heart Hospital. I know the one black doctor who worked in the ER. I find that ironic. But I know 30 black people who sweep the floors.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know one black doctor in the ER. I'm not saying that's the only one in the hospital, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Feel me? So those spots that you maintain, those are isolated spots. You get what I'm saying? So if the mentality changes, and I'm just putting, because I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with black men. Let's just get that out of the way.
There isn't, yeah.
No, there is. We have shit that we need to work on as individuals too. But absolutely.
That's what I was gonna say. If you said earlier, like the only way we gonna, end this is if we come there. I just wish we could keep being like black people.
Right.
And not
that's
separating
the only,
us further. Like
but,
black men go through this, black women go through. We
right.
both go through our own shit. We both need to be held accountable. We both play victim at times. We both are hypocrites. That's human nature. But it's really hard to sit down and really look inside and figure out what the fuck am I doing to keep putting myself in these types of, like, how is there 300 types of niggas and I'm only meeting this one? Like, maybe I'm this type of motherfucking girl too, and I just don't know that shit.
But it's also the taking accountability, and that's why I wanted to address it. It's not that men don't do anything wrong. I understand completely there's some fucked up niggas out here, and we need to learn how to be in relationships. But I specifically, and I hate to put it because it's gonna be like, oh, it's another thing on black women. I get it, but there's a power to being a woman. You do understand that. Right? Women are more important than men. I'm sorry.
But remember I told you I had that doctor lady tell me a man doesn't become, start thinking like a man until about 27, and then he doesn't start really thinking about
maybe 30-something.
No, she had it in tens.
Right.
And it was like each one was something different that he starts to consider. We get told that as little black, Dominican, whatever girls that, well, that man's just being a man. But you never get to be like, a woman's just being a woman. Or that understand the fact that the 20-somethings for women is the most idiotic time frame in our fucking lives, because we think that is the end all. That when we turn 30, we old, we washed up, we used up, we no good.
Have no babies.
With expiration, men get 37 and you just became a motherfucking man.
But that's because
we've been a woman since 13.
Right, but that's because
and now we wearing down some and the meat's a little rotted and
our
shit.
Our value is based on our ability to provide.
No, but I'm just saying, like, think about this though, like on the other side, like it's like we do get told that over and over, like men have to they take a lot, even when we're kids. Boys grow slower, girls mature faster, We get told these shits. So it's like the older we get, we're in our 20s, and we're really stupid as fuck. And I don't mean like intelligence. I mean like, your man say, I'm gonna pay for you to stay home. You quitting jobs because you just digmatized. Or you just had this first man you living with, you don't go see your family no more. You just really want this man. You get to your 30s and realize, what the fuck was I doing? I could have been focused on this, about bettering myself the whole time. I'm just running behind this nigga. But in your 20s, you literally think that's the goal in life. Like, to make this man love you that much that he don't cheat, he don't look here, he don't look there, you don't be crying. It's like a weird thing to think. And then you get to each decade. Now, I'm not in my 40s, I can't say, but from what I know from my friends, they'll be like, she's even stronger mentally in the 40s. Like, you love yourself even more.
But I feel like women are still just as to use your term, idiotic in their 40s as they are in their 20s. Women are telling each other their own ideas and their own secrets. You're not listening to the outside world. We will see y'all chase that nigga in y'all 20s, and it's 50 other niggas in their 20s that knew that shit wasn't going nowhere. We know you chasing a fuck nigga, or we know you chasing a dude who he might be a cool ass nigga. It was some sway. He might not be a fuck nigga, but he know he don't want to settle down with your ass. We see it. Everybody else see it, but you chasing this motherfucker. Then when you 35, you mad because we view you as used. You wasted your good years on a nigga that everybody knew wasn't gonna do nothing. And in those 10, 15 years, 20 good niggas passed you by, and you turned them down because you thought you was being a down-ass chick, right? That's your fault. Right. So other women are telling you, oh, this is what men think. This is what men like. Look at him like that picture. Look at this. And we're telling you, no, that's not. That's not what we like. That's not what we look for. There's also a difference between what we like and what we love. Stop watching what we entertain. We all rubberneck a car crash, right? We all rubberneck a car crash. When somebody's in a crash, we look at that motherfucker, but we don't want to be in it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Cool. Facts. If I see a woman on the internet with some triple F titties and a big ass and it's oiled up, you goddamn right I'm looking at that motherfucker. I can't wait to hit that like button. But you think I'm taking that home? You think that's what I want to lay next to and talk about? Hey, let me tell you about my future.
So you don't think that that's like at all confusing? You think we're supposed to be able to decipher?
No, but we're not asking you to decipher. Stop deciphering. Ask us. Like you stop. Listen, women look at shit and be like, "Oh, that must be."
No,
okay.
But you remember how you said females don't have no real male friends? They really want to fuck you, whatever.
Yeah.
So why would I listen to a nigga who I think wants to fuck me
tell me
that another nigga ain't for me?
But no, you listen. First of all, you can listen.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's like confused. It's like telling a toddler no and then giving it to him.
But it's It's only confusing because you have other shit wrapped in your mind. You get what I'm saying?
But you can't control how your mind works. You really can't.
No, I do get that though. Now I can't argue that fact though. But this is what I'm telling you. So cool. Yes, I understand what you see, and you assume that that's what we like. You get what I'm saying? You see something and you run with it. Every man that had a girlfriend, right? That they love their girlfriend, right? And she go through his phone. This what you like? No, bitch, I like you. This is what I do in my spare time. You get what I'm saying? This is what I have in my house. I like you. Yeah, I find you attractive. You are what I want. I wouldn't trade you in for this. Would I fuck this? Sure. But bitch, I'll fuck a lot of... But listen, don't do that because I'll fuck a lot levels lower than her too.
You got to find out the reason why she said that.
What?
Why she did the deep breath. Why?
Yeah, why?
I feel like you be on the same page. So what you think I did it for?
Nah, I don't know.
Okay. Because again, it's confusing as fuck.
Yeah.
Like that is even.
Well, let me unconfuse. I'll fuck anything.
How about this?
I'll fuck her.
Listen to this.
2 levels down.
It's the fact that let's say we're doing the same things. We're going online and we're looking at all these niggas with the dick prints and the whatnots, and we're liking all this shit. Yeah. You gonna be like, wait a minute, bitch.
Why is every dick you look at like this and mine is not?
That's fine.
Is that what you want?
But here's the thing.
No, baby, I really love this one. I don't want this, but I just like looking at it.
No, you're right though. But let me tell you what we're not gonna do.
Fuck this one.
I will fuck the shit out of it.
But here's the truth though. Here's the truth though. You would fuck that one. No. But if a woman is looking at it, when you watch your porn and you see that big dick porn, you might be like, "Who that's gonna look like a lot." But if it was in your house and your nigga had it, you'll try it.
No, see, I would.
But that's different though.
No. So that's what I'm saying. When a fine man walks across the TV, all us had women before, and we go to a movie, and Idris or Thor walk across the screen, and women gas. Ooh. We know. See, we know that's what's up.
But see, I'm okay with my guy looking at booties because I look at booties.
But the difference is,
I be like, damn.
But the difference is,
we're not ready to fuck them.
You want to fuck the booty.
You want to fuck them.
I just think the booty look nice.
Yes. I would tell you, hey, baby, look at that booty. Look at it.
It's so easy to say that. Damn. But if Idris walked up on your ass for real
and offered that thing
and offered that dick to you, it's going to be a lot.
If Nevada has walked up on me, I ain't taking that dick.
Let me tell you something though. If Future walked up, if Future caught you in the club and he offered you some,
because he ain't about to have me foolish. Fuck no.
So now listen. I want you to know as a man that even makes me mad. I would just rather you fuck him. So you're not giving him the pussy because he gonna fuck your mind up.
Even as a single girl, I'm not fucking him. Is what I'm saying.
So that's my point. So understand as a man, but that's the same thing for a man. Your emotions.
If I am with someone, I am with that person, and I don't want to fuck anybody else.
I did, and I with my dude around 20 other niggas, and I couldn't remember what nigga was in the room.
Watch this pimp though. So, but let me tell you, y'all do the same thing we do, just on the other end. We don't we don't care about our bodies like y'all care about your body. Right? We throw dick anywhere that got to catch us mid open. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it works. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what I'm saying? There are men who fuck fine women and go get prostitutes off Cervantes. There's a lot of bitches' husbands on Cervantes, the Asian massage parlors. If you know what Taiwan is, Thailand, excuse me, if you know what Costa Rica is, their whole economy is based on prostitution. So you can Google it right now on Google Maps, and there's going to be a whole bunch of white boys down there buying young pussy down there. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's just how it goes. And they married with children over here and got all the jobs you like, doctors, lawyers, all that shit, right? Cool. But women do that shit on the flip side also. What means a lot to a man, when a man catches you cheating, we ask you a bunch of questions, don't we? We ask you a whole bunch of details.
Yeah, because you want to know like the emotional connection.
Yeah, but women get their emotional cheat off in ways. Women have a work husband. I've seen women get their stop speaking for you. I've seen women get their rocks off emotionally like a motherfucker. You feel me? Now I'm not the time I don't fuck with bitch. That's just your personal belief. You wouldn't be fucking even if I wasn't here. So stop giving me credit like you just wouldn't be throwing that pussy around even if I wasn't here. A nigga got to go through some steps, right? So cool. So don't give me credit for that. Like, oh, I'm not fucking a bitch. That's just how you are. Cool, right? But you emotionally give yourself to that work husband every day. I watch you go to work. He don't watch you. He don't see you. But I've seen other women go to work. That's the nigga you eat lunch with. That's the nigga you share your business with. All kind of shit. A lot of women got a male friend that they won't let go. I'm saying a lot of women have lost their whole relationship behind a nigga who they not fucking because I won't let him go because I get my emotional rocks off over there. So that's y'all flip side to that. Y'all get to go emotional cheat, but guess what? I ain't fucking him, so bitch, I don't give a fuck about that. He up here. That man can tell you something right now that you would take to the bank before me.
I mean, I personally
you know what? Can I correct you? He's not just up here. He's here.
Okay, cool.
So that's even worse. I will agree.
I agree with that. And I also agree to the extent that like I would prefer my nigga to just fuck a girl than to be like
I was just about to say
bitch every day. Nigga, no, you got me fucked up.
Because like, you know what that means. But y'all like give y'all so just fuck him. I would rather you just fuck the nigga. If you gonna give him your heart, that nigga say it's not just up here, it's here. Nigga, just fuck him. I would rather you fuck him and bring that other shit home then. Bitch, you gonna get a nigga what I'm gonna do with the pussy then? The pussy gonna die soon anyway.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be throbbing like that.
Heart, then. That pussy
right.
That's gone.
How a nigga in work got your heart?
But see, that becomes a part of like carelessness if you allow yourself to do that. Like if you know, like for instance, I was in a relationship. Every time I've been in a relationship. Right. I ain't having no work husbands like that. Because to me, this is crossing the limit. First of all, like I said, if my man's cousins come over, hey y'all, kiki for a minute, gotta go to the room. Right. Yeah. This ain't the place for me. These your friends, this I'm gone in the room. Yeah. He would do the same for me with my homegirls. He might walk through here and there, get something out of the refrigerator, but he ain't finna sit up with us. So I'm definitely not finna go behind his back at work and be telling some other nigga like, I do know people do it. A lot of
women get that off at work, the bakery, they go to the same spot on purpose. This is my juice bar. No, nigga, that's the nigga you like serving you juice.
I need to be clear though. If I am in a committed relationship, we are together. This is me and you alone. There will be no. I'm gonna talk to this nigga.
There will be none.
I'm gonna entertain this, or I have my work husband. I will never in a million years disrespect my person. But if you still talking about we ain't gonna be no exclusive title, right? Exactly. Then it's whatever.
But then stop rocking with them kind of niggas though. That's what I don't understand. But that's a conversation for. So, but my point is, all I wanted to say is, and I hope y'all know I said this out of love. So I don't want to offend nobody black. I know I joke about white women all the time, and then I came in and said black women are the new oppressors. You know what I'm saying? But that is at times how black men feel in these relationships, and Kevin Samuels became popular because it was a place that a lot of men went to get their rocks off. I know I can't speak like this at home, but brother said because I feel like this. Dudes do that to me and Bone on this podcast all the time. They be like, bro, I can't come on in and say that with you, but keep it up because we know we can't express this in our relationships. It's not how it's built.
To be honest, I think that the only reason why you can or you feel like you can express it in your relationship is because your relationship is not as open as you may think it is. 100%. Because if we are 100% on the same page, if we are right on each other and I understand you and you understand me, you should be able to feel free to say whatever you want. Yep. Right. And I know, and I as the woman have to understand that this is how you feel. Therefore, I can't condemn you. I can't step on you over it. Agreed. I have to allow you to have your feelings. That is where we're having the issue, is that we don't get to the level of we are able to speak to each other about everything, but we don't get to the level of, you know what, I am comfortable. I know that if I say this to you, you're not going to weaponize it against me. Right. That is the problem, and that is where we need to work on.
Okay. And I do think that sometimes, like, because I know I did this as a woman, I had to learn how to not do this. It's like, if my man says, like, okay, this is how I'm feeling about some shit, I automatically take that like, damn, I fucked up some shit. Like, when really, he ain't said a motherfucking thing about me, but in my head, I'm feeling like it's my fault, not for knowing it or not for figuring it out or whatever. Right. I do think as women, sometimes we have to, like, if a man start, like, let's say we start having a conversation and I'm like, I bought you this vodka and you only like Reposado and I got Blanco. And you're like, you know, thank you, you know, but you know I like Blanco.
You be like, damn,
Okay, babe. Next time I know. Instead, it's like, shit ain't never good enough. I got you the damn vodka. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't what I asked for. You know what I'm saying? I asked for fucking Reposado, and it's not a critique to you as a person. It's just you didn't get the right one. Yeah. And it's a damn difference.
But as a man, you got to eat that. That happened to me before. I told my girl to go get some Rocky Road from the thing, and she brought me Rocky Mountain Road. I was like, what
the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess I just should have smiled. She's like, you ain't never happy. I'm like, that ain't that I ain't happy. Bitch, I don't eat this.
I had to learn, in order to...
I thought that I'm not happy, but...
So that's the thing. We need to learn to communicate better. We need to be able
take criticism. Like, just him saying he doesn't like it is not like, I don't like you. It's just like,
I don't like this. Yeah, I agree.
Women have to understand in general that there is no perks to being in a relationship, in American monogamy relationship for a man. Yeah. So that's a start. So automatically when we enter the relationship, whether you like this or not, we are already at a default. Right. There's not much in this for us. It's not structured for a man. It is the be all exist all for a woman. The marriage, the whole setup. It is not for us. But we have to sign up for it if we love you and we want to be with you. You get what I'm saying? It's just how it is. So when you start to compile things on top of it, but like the way you speak to us, the way you handle us, this whole thing, it just becomes a big issue. But the single parent household has single-handedly affected the black structure in today's society. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of reasons why men.
A lot of those laws were put into place to literally break us down at the core. At the core.
This argument that we're having right now was by design.
It was.
This is what they wanted. This is what keeps us apart.
Yes.
And so that was just the biggest point of this whole thing. So
I agree.
I know we're going.
All of that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said. That's why I'm glad you had that energy. That's what this podcast is for. These conversations aren't had enough. People are afraid to scream or get loud or be passionate. Like you said, we'll never get to the root of it if we don't have these conversations. Yeah. So I don't want anybody to take it as if I was dissing black women. I wanted black women to hear us. I wanted you to understand why Kevin Samuels became so popular. It wasn't that people were he was being misogynistic or dissing black women, because he did the same thing when Lil Dick's fat black men got on there talking unreasonable expectations. It was just the first time in a long time that we heard any pushback towards women, and men kind of enjoyed that because we don't get to get that off. That's all. It was, if he came on there abusing black women and shit on black women, we wasn't fucking with that. If he was on the black women, y'all ain't shit black, that's not what we fuck with. But it was very intriguing to hear a 220-pound woman come on there talking about how rich of a man she wanted and she got 4 kids and 3 baby daddies. How the fuck you want that? Because we've experienced that. I tell a story on the podcast before. There was a woman I was interested in. You know her, she go out all the time. You know what I'm talking about, right? She out all the money, right? Cool. Which is another story for another podcast, right? And she was interested in another dude who wasn't black. And I'm cool like that. If you got another dude on your, cool. You decide who you want. No big deal. Right? She went to go see him and she chose him. And I knew he was a fuck nigga from the beginning. The reason why she chose him, because he'll say whatever he had to do to get that pussy. I'm not built like that. You can take that shit and walk right on out the door. I'm not going to say what you want to hear. This is what it is. You can sign up or don't sign up. Cool. That shit was over with in 3 months. I bumped into her downtown. I was like, hey, what happened, man? When that shit was over, why you holler at me? Oh, my pride. I ain't want to come back and say. That shit was crazy to me. You get what I'm saying? So, all in all, I hope that something that we said was beneficial. At the end of the day, we are nothing without our black women. I'm sorry that burden has to be put on you, but if there's ever any resurgence to black men, to black culture, it starts with the women, because you guys have the ability to literally raise the next generation of black people. There are a lot of men right now who are overly emotional, oversensitive, don't know how to take care of those things because they're being raised by women. There are a lot of bitter women that are passing that shit down to their daughters. As soon as their daughter have an issue with the baby daddy, they turn to mama give her the same advice she took, and you just creates a cycle. I go through that every day. You get what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. I think that until we have some real unity, we're not going to be able to get through all those things.
We won't.
We literally have to think about the fact that, as a unit together, we will be unstoppable. Right. But if we don't get that through our heads and stop arguing about the petty bullshit, it is never going to change.
You got a long way to go, sister. But you are 1,000% right. I want to close out. I'm going to play this, just a little 2-minute clip that I want y'all to hear. This is from a black woman. I can't pronounce her first name, but I had your boy put it down there. She's a Muslim, but I just want y'all to hear what she said.
My position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure. And of course, there are many black people who consider those fighting words because as black women, we have never been subject to the kind of examination that our men have been subject to since we have been here. We have been somewhat protected and shielded from any kind of critiquing about our personal behavior, whereas our men have always been up for examination. The book is not an attack on black women. I have never said that all black women do everything that I list in my book. None of us have lived long enough to do everything that I list in the book, but most of us do some of the things that I have listed in my book. And I do say that it is not because of generalizations that we are all victimized by some of the negative patterns of behavior in the book, but the book just represents our collective contribution. This is some of everything that we have done, or that we do daily, that contributes to the breakup of our relationship, the destruction of our man, and the failure of our children to be able to function. They did not tell us that all of that, being my own person and I'm independent, would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism. They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. We have some serious relationship problems that nobody has been able to address us on because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. Over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man. I just came out of Florida and they got a housing complex that the Urban League built, which is a black organization that is for women and children only. They say they don't allow any men in there. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of.
Oh yeah, some apartments like that here.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's some. I tried to apply one time. I remember it was when I was in college, and I just seen it. It was like an income base. It was near school, so I was like, "Let me apply." It was like, "Do you have kids?" I'm like, "No." They was like, "Oh, you can't live here." But I remember on the application it said no men. Like they couldn't come visit you. Like they didn't want them out there, and I'm just like, "What the fuck? This ain't gonna work for me." But
so that's why I spend a lot of time saying that a lot of your disappointments in black men are designed by the system. It has been passed on for so long that you think that it's burdens that you have to carry, but you don't. It was made for you to visualize and see us that type of way. You get what I'm saying? And that's why the strong, the independent, the having my own, the having, those are burdens that you do not have to have.
I do get it, but one time Bone made a reference on here and he explained to me like, there's only certain amount of men in the category of, I guess, maybe like certain women.
Yes.
And those men know that they're rare right now.
Facts.
So why the fuck would they just choose one of us when they actually have an option of 13 on any given time? Right, he didn't say that number, but you know what I'm saying. He just said multiples. And so that's why it's like the men that we would go for ain't trying to be monogamous because they have so many options because there's not a lot of men who can do the shit we need. So it's like, even though you're saying like we gotta like stop viewing you guys this way, if we go out right now and put 20 men, only 2 of them probably gonna be in the category that's dateable. The other 18 are all drug dealers or some shit who don't really got nothing going.
That's not always the truth, but they might not meet your standards. That's why I said expectations.
I mean, right now it's bad out there.
No, I'm sure it is though. But some of y'all gonna end up with dope dealing ass niggas.
The ones who are good, like the ones who got even just like a $45,000 a year. Right. They got a car and they go to work. They might play ball, go out, smoke. They might do all this fun shit. They like, I ain't really looking for no title right now because they don't have to.
But what they tell you, but that's not true though. Those men can meet a certain type. But I tell women all the time, going for the pump fake. There are men out there. There are a bunch of men out there who are not looking for relationships until I meet the woman I want. There are a bunch of men who will tell you I'm not ready, you I'm not ready, but her, you damn right I'm ready on the same day because I know it's not you when I meet you. I know it's not you when I meet you, but I know it's her. You see what I'm saying?
So that's
but
what I'm saying.
that doesn't mean I won't sleep with you. So I might see you. I know you're not the one, but damn, you got an ass. Damn, you got some titties. Damn, you got a cute face. Whatever it is. So I'm gonna fuck with you and I'm gonna let you know I'm not ready. So those same men who are in this supposed elite category, they know. They just not gonna tell you like, hey, you ain't the one. I know it's gonna end, but I do want to sleep with you. That's why I said there's no reward for a man being in a relationship, broke, rich, or otherwise. You get what I'm saying? A broke man is gonna cheat on you. A middle class man is gonna see other women. A rich, I hate the high value man. I can't believe I said that. But a rich man is gonna feel the same way. But you do have to understand, as you move up the ladder with availability, I tell women all the time, you've never seen a rich man with one car. You've never seen a rich man with one house. You've never seen a rich man with one of anything.
But what I'm saying
so that doesn't mean you're not good enough.
I know that. What I'm saying is, even if, okay, I'm a progressive thinking woman. Mm-hmm. I don't go through phones. I don't ask a whole bunch of questions for real. If it's supposed to come to me, it'll come to me. If I like a motherfucker and he don't, like, he's seeing me every day, in my mind, this nigga don't talk to nobody else. If he do, that's on him. But I won't know that. Yeah. I'm also not that opposed to certain types of open relationships. It's not something I'm really opposed to. However, it's like, that doesn't mean that I'm getting approached with these types of things. Like, at first, guys don't think that I'm telling the truth if I say these things. So they're pumping fake, but how am I supposed to know they pumping fake? Like, I won't know that until how long?
No. Listen, you cannot be fooled by a man who is into you. Okay, women will. It frustrates me a little bit because women will go if you like a dude. You need this much justification for your behavior to stay with him. If a woman is into you, you get what I'm saying?
That's
you need this,
kind of my point, though. It's like, we will go for minimal things that people say we don't. But we do.
No, we do. If you like a motherfucker, all bets are off. We understand. If you like somebody, a minimalist is all a nigga need to do once he likes you. You get what I'm saying? But women also don't know that level. That's a huge thing too. We talk about men level and like, hey, that girl is above your level. All women think they bad bitches. All women think they pussyfy. All women think this, and that. We're all beautiful and beauty is an eye of the beholder. Well, yeah, bitch, go find a nigga who beholds it, because everybody don't find you beautiful. You get what I'm saying? So women have to know also what level. Just like that's just a fact. I mean, we gonna act like people don't see. They don't. What I think is marriage material. David Beckham don't think so. You get what I'm saying?
I agree.
When I would run down David Beckham like, you get what I'm saying? But she the woman of my fucking dreams. Yeah. So it just works out different. So those are a whole bunch of things that you have to tackle into knowing if a man is truly for you. But there are women that I will fuck and David Beckham will fuck too. You see the difference?
Yes.
What we want to date are different, but what we want to fuck is the same. There are rich niggas who will fuck trashy bitches just like I would. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Yeah. So it's just a different train of thought. But when a man truly wants you, it's the simplest thing on earth.
It is, but it's like y'all still will fuck off. And a lot of girls aren't like me to where they're okay with their dudes fucking off. Or I'm not saying I'm okay with their dudes. I'm just saying there's a lot of girls who ain't understanding to the idea that
so we lie.
Cheating on you has nothing to do with it.
So we lie. That's why we get into this relationship.
So what about y'all? Okay, like I said again, not me because I'm different. But what about a nigga makes him think that a bitch, like, what audacity do you have to think that I want to settle for a nigga who's telling me I don't fuck another bitch whether I lie to you, tell you, or do it. I'm going to do it if I want to do it. What about that sounds intriguing to me? No, bitch,
but listen, but that's why we don't do it. Any man who loves you, they lie to you. You understand that? It goes together. You're exactly right. Listen to what you said. I'm telling you this because we don't date. You get what I'm saying? Right, I'm just telling you what's happening.
No, but I'm saying, we figure out when they're fucking lying, and then we get turned crazy, we sneaky, we looking through shit, bitch, my intuition's telling me you're a fucking cap. Right.
But sometimes your intuition be too much. Right. Yeah, sometimes it do. But I'm telling you don't need it. Yeah. Niggas see other bitches. You don't need it. Turn it off. I just told you. Every nigga you meet. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if I love you, men lie. I haven't cheated on a woman in 10 years, so I'm not directly talking about myself. But I still saw other women the whole entire time, right? Cheating just doesn't start with the act, it starts with the vision. I saw big booties, big titties, pretty faces. Men don't go blind. I'm sorry, we don't.
And that's fine.
Right, but
I just don't want you touching another bitch.
But faithful is a day-by-day thing. I'm faithful until I'm not. I might be faithful for 11 years, but today, bitch, I'm out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I held it together, and you need to give me a credit for them 11 that I held it in the road. I need my credit. You understand? Because the next nigga wouldn't have waited 11 months. Bitch, I need my credit. You get what I'm saying? But listen. So no man is going to come up to you. I'm telling you this on this podcast so women can go out there and better their expectations.
I know.
Right. No man's going to come up to me like, I really do like you, but yeah, I mean, it's the chance I'm going to fuck someone else, because that's not going to go. I'm not going to get you. If I love you, I can't tell you that and get you.
Bros, if y'all want me, that's how you get me.
That's not how
tell me the truth.
Bros don't believe that. You will be lonely. Right.
It's the truth.
Right. So
shit, lie to me. I don't want to know.
Right.
Let me just say, fuck me good and lie to me.
Fact. But that's what all of these women are in. 90% of women are in polyamorous relationships. They just don't know it. You are sharing your man, whether he buys it so he can get in and out quick. Like, that's the crazy thing. The successful man, the good men, the one y'all think the innocent, the Russell Wilson type niggas, oh, they got it down. They go buy pussy, they go to the Asian massage parlor, they get jacked off, they wipe their balls, clean them, they go home smelling brand new. Like, they do some different shit. Broke niggas fuck the bitch in the same apartment complex, and y'all fight each other. That's the only difference.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, we know that.
Right.
So that's why we have these expectations, because it's like, back in the day, the man's goal was to chase us, to pursue us, to woo us, to court us.
We still do.
No, they don't.
Yes, we do.
Niggas feel like they ain't got to do shit.
Well,
You're supposed to accept them.
I'm sorry. I will say I still get courted.
Yeah, stop fucking.
I still go on dates and I get the doors open.
You do with
and
the nigga that you like. I'm talking about getting chased. Meaning that's what they're supposed to do.
I don't give anybody the time of day anyway. So
everything
that's supposed to be the best for you. If you're not courting me or chasing me, brother, goodbye.
Bye.
Like,
yeah,
that's the
I'm
simple.
saying, okay, like, it's not the same as it was then as it is now. Yeah. Like, that was the known expectation that I don't gotta have no types of gold, none of that shit. I'm just the girl that you want to take on a date, and I'm going on the date.
Fuck
and I don't have
them niggas who don't do that. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
First date, it don't work. Goodbye. You didn't do. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, there are niggas out there who don't understand that. A lot of them because they being raised by some other shit. Ain't no daddies in the household to teach them.
That's what I'm saying. Is because the dating pool is so overpopulated with niggas who ain't shit, that the few that are can go on 20 dates a week. So while he may be courting me, he's not chasing me because he's courting that bitch and that bitch and that bitch and that bitch.
But listen to me, Tania. Listen to me, Tania.
Bitch, that's my nigga.
I'm gonna say this and let you listen to me. The nigga who's for you won't do that. You see it? You making it so complicated.
I do
right.
agree.
I'm not saying that there might be a million niggas out there who do this, and you might. But listen, Tania. I get what you're saying fully. It's a plethora of niggas out here who operate like that. But they're only operating like that because you're not the one for them.
Yes. I know that.
But so the man who is the one for you won't do any of that.
But think
Flat
about
out,
this.
point blank period.
As a woman, you can't just keep dating every motherfucking body to figure out who's the one for you.
Yes, you can.
Even if you haven't fucked them, there are weak ass niggas who will be like, I can't stand when a nigga say, I talked to her. No, you didn't, bitch. I know you didn't. You didn't even fucking know me.
The one for you won't care. Do you see how you're making it so complicated? The one for you won't care if you fucked 100 men or 2 men. The one for you won't care if you dated 1,000,000 men or 1 man. Listen, there is
explaining the generalization of what women are thinking, not me.
And I understand what they're thinking, and I'm re-explaining back to you for all women to understand. If you're thinking like what Tania is saying, you're overcomplicating it. Yes, there are men who do all those things for a person who's not the one. There are a lot of women who will watch this show and say, I have no emotions. Have they dealt with me, right? But there are also women who will watch this show and be like, he's the most emotional person I've ever been with. He's the most expressive person because I thought she was the one. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for the 100 other women who thinks I'm a dog ass nigga, she thinks I'm a beautiful soul because that's how I operated with her. You get what I'm saying? So for all other women, the concept is the same. Maybe Adam isn't the one for you, or the nigga you seeing right now, or the nigga, or the 5 niggas in your phone that you're texting. Women out there in the world, cut them off then. The one for you will do those things, and you will have no doubt. If there is a doubt, that's all you need. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. If you doubt it, he's not the one. The nigga for you will not give you room to doubt. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Right. Will you give your wife any space to think that you don't want her?
Nah.
Exactly. I'm not giving you no space to think. I'm trying to figure out what this is before you. Hey, so what we doing? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out what this is before you, so you won't get the notion to go run into another nigga arms.
Yes.
That's
understood. It is that simple. But somehow we all overcomplicate everything.
Right, because sometimes the man that you like don't do those things, and now you're conflicted because I like him. So I will justify his non-behaviors, and I'll stick around and put up because I like him already. But this is the Anxiety Issues Podcast. I'm Adam 12 Taylor. Thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry we didn't get to the beginning, but I will say my prayers and condolences to all the families that were in that incredible, awful, horrible, racist shooting in Buffalo. And I'll address that again at the beginning of the next podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Thank y'all for coming. Good night.
Good night.